Sold, did yours appraise out to what you wanted?
There we go. Yeah. It's on. We got one. Hooked up.
That's a nice fish, Cody.
Oh yeah. Wow, it's bright behind you, Nick.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is. No sunglasses.
Well, this is probably a little...
Holy cow, that thing is forever back.
Oh, do you see it jump up or what?
Way out there. The board come up.
Oh, the board came up? Yeah.
It is way out there.
You're gonna have a ways to go on that. Oh, this is probably a little awkward because you guys normally see us hooked up right away in the morning when it's still dark out. But as you can tell, the sun is up. We are fishing back out on Lake Michigan. Welcome back to another one. A lot has happened since the last video. If you guys didn't see my little copper rod setup that I did like a week ago here, I did have a little accident in the boat a few weeks ago. I actually busted my hand up a little bit, broke it, and I'm stuck in this little bit of like a brace here for probably the next couple of weeks. I gotta get this thing healed up so I can get back out here and start filming more content for you guys. I wanna get back out on Green Bay. It's almost the 4th of July. I believe it's July 3rd today. And yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. We've been busy running a ton of guide trips. All right.
There we go.
Oh, shoot. That's a big one. That's on 300 copper too. He'll have fun with this one. We're actually running a trip today. I got some clients with me. We got Will, who's currently reeling in a fish. We got Matthew, and then we have Joe up front, which you guys have seen Joe on the channel before. He made a little appearance on the channel. What was that, Joe? Like two years ago? 2 years ago, we got Joe out and caught a ton of fish. Actually, we got a limit that day, didn't we? But yeah, we got out here this morning. We got rained on a little bit right away, but we are hooked up with another fish. We got one in the box so far, and then we lost another one this morning too. We had a double going, and then Will actually lost that one, unfortunately. So hopefully we can get this one to the boat. Just ripped out a ton of line on the 300 copper. We're gonna see what Will has on the end of his line here, and hopefully catch a good number of fish today. The rain has stopped, and I think the wind is starting to let up too a little bit, so should turn into a beautiful morning. Oh, got another fish on.
I'll try that one. Hopefully it ain't so big.
Yeah, that's gonna be another good one.
Holy fuck. There's no sense even reeling when he's ripping like that, is there, Cody?
Oh, just let her fight.
There's not a counter on this one.
All right, here we go. This is what it's all about, boys.
I think I'm snagged on bottom.
You're not snagged on bottom. Will's getting this board in here. I don't know, maybe. He worked on him for quite a while. Here he comes. It's not a very giant one, Will. Kind of let a small one school you. Wow, this thing ripped out some drag right away for being as small as it is.
Oh, that's about 20 pounds, ain't it?
It's actually a rainbow.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yep.
That's my first rainbow.
That's why it was ripping so hard. There you go, Will. All right, toss that one in the cooler. We'll get Joe's fish in here. Looks like it's right behind the boat. It's a nice one, Joe.
Yeah, nice little tail anyway.
Yeah. There you go. We got him. Fatty. Fatty, what a stud. What a stud. Yeah, that's a good one, Joe.
Keeper.
That's probably I'd say around that 15, 16 pound mark.
Yeah.
Good fish though. Want a photo?
Sure. I got one this year, Will. Got a nicer one.
Which, if you guys are interested in getting out here and getting on a guide trip with me, doing exactly what we're going to be doing today, I will leave all of that information, the link down below where you guys can get out here. We'll get you on some fish. A little bit slow of a start this morning, but the bite has been really, really good. We're dealing with some flat, calm seas today and a lot of weather that moved through yesterday. But we're gonna find some fish today. We're gonna move around, find some fish. There's a lot of people out here. There's gonna be fish kind of scattered right now. And we're pretty much specifically targeting big kings. We are fishing the Ultimate Salmon Derby, which if you guys don't know what the Ultimate Salmon Derby is, it's a couple week-long tournament that is hosted basically between Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. I'll leave some information linked on it below. You can get into it. You can buy a boat ticket. You can buy a single ticket. But what you can do is when you're out here fishing, you can enter these fish at weigh stations basically throughout the shoreline of Michigan and Huron. That'll get you entered in to win some really, really awesome prizes. So we're targeting big kings today because we want to get one entered into this derby to hopefully have a chance at some big prizes. So looking forward to that. We're running a lot of stuff deep. I got my good buddy Nick from NB Edits with us today, and then I also have our friend Terry with us too. And yeah, like I said, we're running a lot of stuff deep today. We got 2 300 coppers out. We have a 200 copper setup out. We have 2 downriggers down, 2 wire dipsies, and then we do have 1 high line out too, just for some rainbows, possibly some coho too. But Terry's getting the board close, so we're gonna get this board off and see what we got. But hopefully it's a good morning. Like I said, I'm not expecting it to catch a ton of fish today, but the fish that we do catch are hopefully gonna be some quality ones. Stick with us, stay tuned. We got a double. Look at that, Nick's hooked up. Let's catch these fish.
Well, guys, we got a problem here.
That's not a problem. This is fun.
The downrigger just went off.
That one should hopefully stay underneath, but try not to pump that rod too hard.
Okay.
And make sure if he tries taking off, he can take off. Like, don't tighten that too much. What's going on here, Nick?
Oh, we had another rod go off.
Thing's just peeling. I gotta take this board off. Here we go. Nick's hooked up there on the downrigger. We got a 300 copper hooked up. And hopefully we got some good kings on here.
Arms are already kind of sore, I'm not gonna lie. And I've been reeling way less time than
Terry's working on this one for a while. Your shoulder feeling it yet?
No, it feels good.
So, Nick, jump down here.
Yeah, mine.
Do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Here we go. We got the first one coming in here.
You heard you.
Nick's pumping it in on the old Solace X reel here. Coming.
Making her way.
He didn't want to go in the net. Here we got him.
There we go. Okay, first one.
Nice fish, Nick.
That's a nice one.
There we go. First one of the morning that Nick just reeled in. We'll get the hooks out of that one and get it put in the cooler, but that's a good way to start the morning. Terry's working on his yet. 300 copper and he's getting there. It's a good way to start though. Look at the wake behind that. This one's a little bigger than Nick's, I think.
There we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was just a little bigger than Nick's.
Holy. Holy.
Right. Let's go.
Woohoo!
Look at that one. That's I don't know if he's quite 20. That one's probably that 17, 18 pound range. We've been getting a ton of these. But that's another good one. We'll let you guys get some pictures of these, and then we gotta get those rods back in the water. We gotta catch some more fish, baby. Beautiful. We got some lines to get reset. What a way to start the morning. That's how we like it. Start off with a double. A little late start, but hey, that's all right. We'll get some lines back out, hopefully catch some more. All right, so in my last video, I got a few questions on the setups that we're using for kings, especially to get these baits down deep in the water column where some of these bigger kings are hanging out. I've gotten some questions specifically on my Dipsy Diver setups, and then I've also had some questions on the copper setups that I'm running too as well. And we have actually caught a few fish on our 300 copper setups this morning. This one right here is actually a 250 copper setup. It does say 150 on there, but I did switch this one out to a 250. So we have two 300s out, and basically what the copper is, it's a weighted line. So it's very similar to like the lead core. However, it's gonna work and run a little differently through the water. Copper is gonna have more of kind of like a whippy rotation, where lead core is going to be a little bit more straight run in the water. So there's a couple of different applications when you can run. There's a weighted steel, and then you actually have the weighted copper like we have on this reel again, and then you have that lead core. But this copper sinks really fast. We have 45-pound copper on here with that 250 on there is getting down anywhere from that 55 to 65 foot mark depending on your speed. And then being that it is on this setup with a braid backer, you're going to be able to run this on a planer board and get it away from the boat. Now that can be key, especially on a flat calm day. Getting some baits away from the boat can definitely trigger bites, as the boat could spook some fish. So this is just one of the main setups that we're using when we're targeting kings. We do have a flasher fly setup on this rod here, but another rod that is absolutely stellar for kings and for getting your baits down deep are a wire diver setup. Now right here, this is a wire rod that I have rigged up. This has basically stainless steel guides similar to that copper rod that I just showed you, but then at the end of this rod there's actually going to be a little roller tip that's going to kind of allow that wire to roll off the tip a little nicer, and then guide that wire out towards the water. This is a rod that I like to run, again, down deep with some bigger flasher setups, mainly for those kings early in the morning. But there's a lot of different things that you can do with these wire setups based on the type of Dipsy diver that you are running. So the Dipsies that we are running on these wire setups this morning are actually a size 3 Magnum Dipsy with the weight on the bottom. I do run my wire setups on a 1 setting, so these size 3s on a 1s will dive pretty deep, especially with the wire. Wire has no stretch to it, so these things are really gonna dive hard into the water column and are gonna stay pretty true foot for foot on the way down through that water column until you start reaching like that 60 to 70 foot mark, and then you'll kind of start to see a difference. Now there is an app that you can use. It's called the Precision Trolling app. You can hop on there. There's different dive charts for the settings of these Dipsy divers on there that'll get you kind of semi close to what these Dipsy divers are actually running depths wise. I like to run them anywhere when we're out in 100 feet of water, or even 120. I like to run these things anywhere from 75 all the way up to 115, 120 feet back, and they've seemed to produce a lot of fish, a lot of nice kings for us this year so far. On the back end of that, you like to run a snubber, mainly because there's, again, not a whole lot of stretch on that wire line, so you want to have something to absorb those head shakes, and that's what this snubber is here for. So those are a few of my big setups that we're running down deep for kings. Again, they work, they're effective. We're gonna keep trolling away here. The wind is starting to pick up. We might get blown off here in a little bit, but we put some nice fish in the boat this morning, so there's nothing to complain about. But fun morning, maybe we'll get a few more.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up.
There's one. He's jumping back there. Oh no, he's still on there. Look at him go nuts back there. Yeah, I'll catch a fish. This is an easy one to reel in. Yeah, this is one of the high rods. We got this one out, like literally probably 2 feet under the surface, and then we got another high Dipsy out that's got a high spoon on it. Our batting average has not been great yet. I think 50%-ish. No, I think we're like 2 for 5 or 6 right now, aren't we? Not very good. That's all right. We got another one hooked up. I mean, we could probably set out all high lines right now and get a ton of rainbows. We're literally seeing them swim at the surface. Like you can see them come up porpoise. They're eating bugs at the surface. I was actually driving my drone around a little bit ago, and I had it up and I was able to see some of the rainbows actually swimming at the surface of the water. So we could definitely put out, you know, a number of high lines right now and catch a bunch of rainbows along with some of the kings that we're getting, but we're pretty much just strictly targeting kings. We want some of them big girls, and they're down there. We're marking them. We just got to find the ones that want to eat. I've been playing with my speed a lot. That's one of the things that I like to do out here is kind of speed up and slow down. Depending on what kind of controller you have, you know, for your kicker motor, you can program the controller to basically go in a hunt mode. Have that controller basically speed your kicker up, and then every like 5 minutes it'll slow it down for a minute and then speed it back up, just so that your baits are kind of working a little differently in the water every 5 or 6 minutes or so. Because what happens a lot of times is if you're running at a steady pace, you'll get some fish that come up and follow your bait forever. And just that little bit of speed change, whether it's a speed up or a slow down, can sometimes trigger a bite. So I've been doing a lot of that this morning to try to get that to happen, just because of the amount of fish we're marking. But it's been slow, which is typical on a flat, calm day with a lot of boats, but that's all right. We're gonna get some to go. Basically bring it right into the net for you, Terry. Boom! Beautiful net job. Check that out. It's a nice rainbow. Wonder if this is a fish that I've seen swimming around before on the drone. Check that out. Nice rainbow trout. Some will call it a steelhead, some will call it a rainbow trout. But that is just another beautiful fish. We'll add it to the box. Hopefully we can get some kings singing here shortly, but we'll get this rod back out. We got a lot of fish swimming around high, so might be able to pop a few more of these this morning, but we're looking for them kings. Let's make it happen. All right, so real quick, I've been getting some questions on how I like to tie my leaders up to the flashers that we've been running out here. It's no secret that flashers have been catching some fish out here, along with some moonshine spoons. Actually, this color has been pretty hot. This is the original Wonder Bread moonshine spoon. This is actually a Magnum spoon. This has been a spoon that's been really great for us, but the flasher flies have been also catching a lot of fish, and I've been getting some questions on how to tie them up. So I got a flasher here. This is actually a fish blade that I want to get tied up and put down on a wire diver. So I'm going to show you guys how we do this. I have a leader bag here, but what I'm doing is pulling about 30 or 32 inches of 50-pound fluorocarbon out. What I like to do is run double snells with some circle hooks on my setups. I've kind of found that I've been losing less fish with the single hooks kind of compared to the treble hooks, but basically what I'll do is I'll start with tying one of these on, and again, this is just a snell knot, so almost like tying a night crawler harness. You just put the line through the hook, and then you wrap this a few times here. And then what you'll do is you'll send the tag end of that line back through the eye of the hook. It can be a little difficult to do on the boat, but once you get that through, you can pull that tight. So you got your first hook tied on there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tie on another hook just up a little ways from this one. But what I like to do before I tie that second hook on is actually toss some beads on. So I believe these are like 6mm beads. Might be a little bigger than that, but what I'll do is I'll toss a couple of these on between the hooks here. Normally 3 is a pretty good number. So now you got just like that. Now what we'll do is we'll tie on that second hook, kind of pull it back down to this hook here. I like to kind of just eyeball it, but that's a pretty good distance, maybe like 2 finger lengths between each shank of the hook. Run that line down the shank there, and then again, we're just gonna wrap this about 4 or 5 times. And we'll take that tag end and push it back through the eye of that hook, and right there is a leader. So now that we have the hooks tied on there, we can actually put a fly on. Lots of options when it comes to flies, but the color that's been really good lately is just an aqua. There's a couple of different colors in this fly here. This is actually a custom tied fly here that we've been tying in the workshop back at home. But basically what we're doing is you wanna rig this on so that the front of that fly is facing forward. So we'll go ahead and put that 50-pound fluoro through. We'll let that fly drop down to the hooks, and then there you go. As you can see, those hooks are covered up by the skirt of that fly. You don't want that hook kind of dangling behind the skirt. You want to be able to hide those hooks, and that's why those 3 beads are kind of the perfect amount of beads, you know, in order to kind of make sure that those hooks are hidden in that fly. But that's pretty much ready to go. What I like to do, especially on these fish blades, is go 27-inch leaders. So I'll take the back hook here, and I'll actually slap her down onto my decket flooring, and I'll pull that out to 27 inches and I'll pinch it. So right there is 27. And then all I'm doing is I'm taking that fluorocarbon and I'm just tying a loop, just like that. So there's a little loop in that line. I'll just double check it before I tighten that. Yep, 27 on the dot. Now I can go ahead and I can pull that tight, trim off my tag end here, and boom, just like that, we have a leader with a fly ready to rock. We can attach it to the back of our fish blade here, and we can get this sent down on a wire diver to hopefully catch some more fish. This setup's been hot for me the past couple of days, and hopefully we can catch a few more kings on it this morning. Well, it was starting to get a little bit, just a little bit gnarly out there, and with it being a holiday, we wanted to get in. We all got stuff to do with families and stuff like that today, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know we didn't crush them. Can't crush them every day. Unfortunately, that's fishing. But yeah, you know, I thought this would be a fun video to post to kind of show you guys a little bit about how we like to target deep water out here on Lake Michigan when we're targeting kings. It's, like I said, it's a very effective program, and there's a lot of big fish in the system. You just gotta be able to get down there, get down to those fish, get your baits in the correct strike zone, and you're definitely gonna get some bites. But again, hopefully this video helped give you some ideas on how we're running for kings and the setups that we're using. I know I got a lot of questions about it in my last video, so I thought I'd do a little bit of like a tip explanation video for you guys, and well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But we're gonna get the boat on the trailer, clean some fish, head home for the 4th of July. I hope everybody has a great 4th. We're gonna get things wrapped up here and head in. Thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, keep living your dream, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.